All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 372 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Hello, world.
As I spelled out last time in the Patreon episode, I had a bout of COVID. I feel better now, but it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as the first time. It's my second go around with the COVID. And the first time, I made it sound like I enjoyed it, but no, the first time I felt like I just had a head cold. I wouldn't have even tested. If it hadn't been, if my job hadn't insisted on it, I just thought I had a little sniffles, which is, people get the sniffles. Like, people do get colds, they get a cold every once in a while. Not everything is COVID, So I had the sniffles. It was like 2 years ago, maybe, something like that. It's been a while. And my boss said, "You need to test." I'm like, "I'm good." God. She was like, "No. Test." And of course, it was positive. That was back when people were freaking out. And like, if somebody had COVID, man, they wanted to just send you out in the middle of the desert. Sit you out in the middle of a barren desert where there's nobody around. Now people are like, "Yeah, whatever. That sucks." Moving on. But anyway, the first time it was nothing. But I had to work from home. It sucked. I hated that part of it. I don't like the working from home stuff. But anyway, that was the worst part of it. This time it was a little worse. This time, I talked all about it in the last episode. In fact, I recorded it in the throes of COVID. You get to hear my husky voice, my husky COVID-ravaged voice in that episode. The last one, 371. So if you're a Patreon patron, you get the whole, from the belly of the beast. From the belly of the beast. But anyway, I feel better. I feel better now. I went back to work on Thursday. I was out for, I don't know. I was out, let's see, Friday through Thursday. I had to work from home too, but it's better this time. I'll get to that in a minute. But I did have to work from home during those days, which I don't like that. And I know people love it, and people are addicted to it. It, ruined them. People started working from home, and now they have, panic attacks if they have to go back to the office. Like, what the? Whatever. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but, I don't like it. And, I want to go somewhere. I want to go to an office. I want there to be separation between my life at home, my personal life, and my work life. I don't want it to be all mushed together. I don't really like a mushing of my work and home life. So anyway, but I feel better. I went back to work on Thursday. I had to wear a stupid mask though on Thursday and Friday. But today, as I record this, Super Bowl Sunday. Should be off, right? I'm off Saturday and Sunday. So this is Sunday. I should be off. Am I off? No, I am not. So I come right out of this terrible illness. And I have to go right back. I have to work a full 10-hour shift tonight. Ugh. I wouldn't say that I'm resentful, but might not say I'm not resentful. I don't know. It goes with the territory, but it sucks. Oh, by the way, during this COVID, I talked about it in the last episode, but I went to the doctor. For on Friday. It's a long story. I wouldn't have gone to the doctor if I knew that I had COVID, but I tested negative the first time, and then I thought I had a sinus infection or something. And, I went to the doctor. I opened up a whole Pandora's box. So that sucked too. God, things have taken a dark turn since the last time we spoke, my friends. But I feel better. I got to work today, and we'll see how it goes. Everybody's going to call off because they're going to watch the football game. They're going to be home, guzzling beer, sucking down chicken wings. How many chickens die on a daily? My God. I mean, just think about that. How many people eat those chicken wings? Those things are grotesque. That's not something I eat. Just the other day at work, some woman goes, "Oh, you don't eat chicken wings?" I said, "No." What? I don't know too many people that don't like chicken wings. That's not really my thing. She thought I was a weirdo. I'm the weirdo for eating that gristly, tendon snapping. I don't eat anything. I don't like stuff that's on the bone, really. Not really. And I'm not really a big sauce guy. And it's all about the sauce. It's just a platform to move sauce into your greasy lips. You're just a greasy hole in the front of your face. Just like transferring just sauces just straight into your glistening hole, your face hole. All right. I don't really like it. I don't know but that's what everybody's going to call off. They're going to be home like guzzling alcoholic beverages and just transferring sauce into their glistening face hole. I don't know, whatever. And it's going to be terrible for your corpulent correspondent. We'll make it. We'll get through. We'll get through to the end. We'll get to the other side. Don't worry about it. I don't want to be one of these guys that's like, I don't even know who's playing tonight. I don't know who's playing the sports ball. Hate those kind of people. I like to punch them right in the face. Yeah, I don't follow football. I don't know anything about it, but I'm not going to be one of those guys. I know it's an important thing. People who are into sports, should not be mocked. Sports are very important. Sports take up a very important place in people's lives. If you don't have things like that, you just come completely off the rails. You start getting involved in like radical, partisan politics, stuff like this. Sports is better. Sports, at least you can funnel it into something, that's more socially acceptable in my opinion, I don't want to hear anybody talking about their political beliefs. Pack it deep and on a slant. So anyway, I don't know anything about football. I know. I grew up in the United States. I'm a male who grew up in the United States. I know how it works. I understand the rules and all that. I just don't have a team, and I never really was into football. I'm pure baseball, 100%. I don't really follow any other. Basketball, no, I couldn't give 3/4 of a shit for any kind of basketball, football, hockey. Give me a break. I've gone off on this tirade before. All those sports that I just mentioned, they're the same sport, essentially. Soccer. You got a rectangular playing field with a goal on each end. One team's trying to score a goal, the other team's trying to stop that team from scoring a goal. It's the same sport over and over again. Like hockey, basketball, football, soccer. All the same sport. Baseball, every stadium, every field is different. There's no clocks. Well, now there is. Now there's a pitch clock, but there's no. You're not running. A game can be 2.5 hours, or it can be 5 hours. You don't. There's no clocks like there are in the other sports. And every field's different. The dimensions of the outfield's different. And it's completely 100% different. All right. Anyway, what were we talking about? I can't even remember. Oh, speaking of, so if you want a full from the belly of the beast recount of my encounter with COVID, or as some guy at work said, The other day I went back to work, and he goes, "Oh, Jeff K, I heard you came down with the cocoa." I said, "The cocoa? What the?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I had COVID, if that's what if that's what you mean." "Yeah, the cocoa." I said, "All right." He goes, "I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better." That kind of thing. But if you want a retelling of my, it wasn't good. This time was not good. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was uncomfortable. It was an uncomfortable experience. I do not recommend the cocoa to anyone. Especially, I don't know if this is normal. The second go round's worse than the first go round. I don't know, but if you want it, it's in the previous episode, episode 371 over on the Patreon side. And I was talking about working from home. It was weird because just recently I was talking to my boss about. I said, I can't work. She always says, "Why don't you just work from home?" Like when we were doing these reviews, which takes hours and hours and hours, hundreds of hours, maybe millions. I don't know. It's just a gigantic time suck. I said, "I can't get anything done. I'm interrupted 5,000 times a day." She goes, "Why don't you do it from home?" I said, "I can't work from home. That thing sucks." So I got that tiny little laptop screen. The thing's a piece of crap. So I'll fling that thing out in the yard, throw it up on the roof of the house in a fit of rage. She goes, "How come you don't have monitors?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Didn't you try to get me monitors once before?" And she goes, "Yeah." They said no because. I said, "Well, that's the reason." I said, if I had a setup like I do at work, where I could just plug my laptop in, I have two giant monitors, I could work from home. It'd be better. She goes, "I'm going to try it again." So she ended up getting me the monitors. Okay. All right. So I went in there and ordered what I needed. I wanted two monitors, a docking station, a keyboard and a mouse, right? Everything came except one monitor. Like I got one monitor, but I ordered two, right? So it all came like super fast, like really fast, shockingly fast. All right. So I reported that I didn't get the other monitor, and they're like, "Well, let's look into this thing." So then, I don't know, a week later, that second monitor showed up, but it looked like it had been at the bottom of a lake. The thing was all beat up and discolored. The box was like all a different color. It's all taped up. It looked like it had been opened and then retaped. It had all kinds of stickers all over it. It was filthy. Looked like it was covered in soot. Like it had been in maybe a home fire or something. I was like, "Look at this thing." So I took pictures of it because I had a feeling there's going to be a problem with it, right? And I reported it to the local IT guy, and he goes, "Oh God," he goes, "I don't know. Sometimes they repurpose that stuff if they have the same model and there's nothing wrong with it. They send you one that's been used. Maybe that's what the deal is here." I said, "I don't know about this." I said, "Why would it be? If that were the case, why is it dirty and shit? That doesn't have anything to do with." So I opened the thing up finally. I sat up in the living room for a couple days because I didn't really want to deal with it. So it sat up there. Yesterday, I opened it up, and it was it looked like it was dirty. The thing was used. It was not a new monitor. The thing was used. He said they repurpose them sometimes. I don't know. This thing was like covered. It was like filthy. The thing had boogers on it, I think. I think the thing was covered in boogers. I mean, the screen was all dirty, had like specks, like somebody sneezed on that thing, It had fingerprints all over it. And even the base of it was filthy. I mean, what kind of a pig? Somebody had used it before, and that person was a pig, right? The thing was dirty and shitty, right? So I tell the guy, and he goes, "Oh God!" He goes, he goes, "If they repurpose this stuff, they're supposed to sanitize them." And I said, "This thing's not sanitized." I said, "I don't even want to touch it. I want to get like typhoid off this thing." God. it's like speckled in boogers. It's booger spangled. And he goes, oh God. So anyway, so I used me and Tony got like alcohol wipes and wiped that thing down. And I noticed that the cord had like tape wrapped around it, had like electrical, like the thing was broken, like the cords were all broken and stuff. Somebody taped them up. What did he send me this garbage for? It's pissing me off. So I took it downstairs. I got it all cleaned up. I inserted the cords where they're supposed to go, and I took it downstairs, plugged it in. And the thing when it powered up, it's like a jagged, like a lightning bolt. You know what I mean? The thing's all destroyed. The thing's broken. It's broken, and it's covered in boogers. And I might add, it's smaller. It's not even the same size. I mean, I said, I think somebody like. I told the guy, I said, I think somebody like swiped out, like took the new monitor and put their shitty monitor in there and sealed it back up. He goes, I don't know. That seems kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I can tell you one thing: I'm not using it. The thing I'm gonna get some kind of like a disease off this thing, and it doesn't even work. It's broken. The thing's broken. And the wires are all, they got electrical tape around them. Probably burn the house down. Like, God, like what in the hell? So now he goes, well, you're gonna have to open up a ticket and all that. I'm like, oh my God, freaking red tape. So anyway, that happened. I got that thing boxed back up. I took it all. I put it all up in a, it's all reboxed. I'm not dealing with it. When I go in today, I guess I'll open a ticket and say, what the hell? I got pictures of it, too, where the box that it came in, the thing's all taped up, retaped. It's got all kinds of questionable stickers on it. I think that thing went around the world. I don't know who knows what happened. Anyway, everything's ridiculous. But anyway, I'll tell you this much. Having like a full-blown, just even having one monitor changes everything. When I was out with the cocoa, I was sitting there and then doing my work, and it was so much better. It was so much better. I set up this little table in the family room. I had to put the younger boy's drum set up in his bedroom. He doesn't know that yet. He'll find that out when he comes home in a couple weeks. I think he's coming home in like 2 weeks. He won't be able to get the door open on his bedroom because there's a frickin' full-blown drum set sitting in there. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I had to take that up to his room. I set up a desk in here, and it was fantastic. Well, it wasn't fantastic, but it made a huge difference. And I was getting some work done. Whenever I get this second monitor, man, I'll be up and running. I might. I still don't like the idea of the mushing. I don't really like the mushing of work and home life together. I really don't like that, but it certainly made it better. God. Anyway, see what else. Yesterday, I was complaining on the Patreon episode when I went to the doctor. My weight, when I had to get up on that scale, my weight was shocking. Shocking, my friends. The number, floored me, I had no idea. You could put me in the circus or like some kind of a carnival sideshow at this point. So anyway, I was talking about how I'm going to, my plan to lose, I got to shed some poundage. It's getting out of hand. Not getting, it is out of hand, all right? I am a gigantic fat ass, something's got to happen. But anyway, I was talking about that. So I was thinking yesterday, I was at the store. Hang on, I'm off track. What was it? Anyway, I'm trying to lose weight, and one of the ways I'm going to do it, I don't want to redo the entire Patreon episode, but one of the ways I'm not drinking beer. Right now, I'm not drinking any at all. And that's the only alcohol I ever have. I don't drink liquor at all or wine or anything. I'm just cutting completely. I haven't had a beer since, I don't know, 2 weeks, something like that. And I'm trying to cut out fast food too. I need to cut out those two terrible things in my life. And I think just that should help a little bit, right? Fast food is just horrible, and beer is just like just a bunker buster of calories. So anyway, so I buy this stuff. I go to the store. I go to the store every weekend, and I buy stuff to eat. I have to eat, right? But I go to the store myself. Tony does the weekly shop, buys groceries for the house and stuff. But I gotta have add-ons. I can't, I'm not gonna be starving. I have to have stuff. So I go and I get stuff, right? I buy my stuff. Well, it's not just mine, but I buy stuff. Like, for instance, like cheese. It's like cheese and crackers. Or the other day, I got like apple butter, 2 slices of toast with apple butter. That's a fantastic late night. If you're hungry, like at night, I know you're not supposed to eat bread, but that's better than 7 beers or whatever, 6 beers or whatever. You know what I mean? That's not good. So I go to the store. So I was over there and yesterday, and there was this. I was at the self-checkout, and there was this woman behind me at the other self-checkout, and I heard this, and the thing goes, please transfer your donuts to the bags, or something like that. Please place your donuts in the bag. It announced that she was buying donuts. And I looked over, and she was like, she was a woman of size, and she seemed mortified. The thing was announcing it all across the store. And please place your donuts. The donuts part was in a different voice, and it was louder. It seemed like it was louder. That part was louder. It was like broadcasting all over the store. And I looked over at her, and she's like sheepishly placing this, dozen donuts into the. I'm like, what the hell? Mine's not doing that. Mine's not announcing things. Things. I was buying like I don't know. I don't remember what I was getting. Like, it didn't say, please place your apple butter. It didn't say that. But I think it's stuff that's stuff from the bakery. Any kind of like produce. It actually shouts it out. Like I buy a lot of produce in there. I'm like, make these gigantic salads, and things like it shouts out radishes and celery and stuff. I don't know, but anyway, I thought that was pretty embarrassing. You imagine like in there, like, please move your douche to the, or whatever. So, there's got to be a little discretion on this thing. They got to take the volume down on that a little bit, But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny, kind of humiliating. But it's not that humiliating. Everybody eats donuts. God, whatever. You could tell she didn't like it very well, and I wouldn't like it either. God, especially my big old fat, Humpty Dumpty looking son of a bitch standing there. Please move your donuts. And whatever. You know what I'm saying. And also, before I have a couple calls here, before I get to that, I went to, the other night I left work at 6:30. It was, I leave at 6:30 on Fridays. And Tony said they already ate dinner and everything. She goes, just get something. I said, I'm not eating fast food. She goes, well, I don't know what to tell you. She goes, go to the grocery store and buy something. There's nothing really here. I said, oh, God. So I thought, maybe I'll go to Chipotle. At least that's better. It's a little bit better. It's better than frickin' McDonald's, or Burger King or any of that garbage. So But I don't like this Chipotle near our house because they suck. They're terrible. It's a terrible place. It's poorly run. And but there's one over in the next town over. It's much better. But I was like, I don't want to go all the way over there because you got to get off the interstate, go deep into the town. It's far off. It's going to add 30 minutes at least to my trip home. I thought, I'll just try it. I haven't been to this one near our house in months. Maybe they got their shit together. Maybe they got it together. I don't know. I'm going to roll the dice on this deal and go back in there. I said I'd never return. Last time I stormed out in a huff. We'll give them another chance. So I went in there. It was exactly the same. Place sucks. I don't know. I don't understand how somebody somebody put a lot of money into this place. It cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a franchise, Somebody devoted a bunch of money, and then they run it like this. They allow it to be run like this. I went in there, and I'm not one of these Karens, that's bitching about everything. I roll with everything. I get irritated, and I come on here and bitch about it. But I'm not in places like raising hell and making a scene. I roll with almost everything. I roll with everything, Because what's the point? What are you just going to humiliate some zitster that doesn't know, never been trained, couldn't give two shits, It annoys me, but so I went in there. There's some hippie woman in front of me ordering all kinds of weird shit. I don't know what the hell it is. It's like some kind of I don't know, fake meat or something. I don't know what it is. And she's just being a pain in the ass too, I'm like, oh God, just hurry up. This is not your own private store. It's not your own private, this is not your own, chef that comes to your house, There's other people in line. Get the hell out of the way. Get your hippie ass, your patchouli wearing hippie ass out of my way, So after she finally, I'm eyeballing the troughs of food, Chipotle is like, it's like Subway where you go down the line and say, I'll have that, add it to your burrito or your bowl. They didn't have anything, just like last time. Everything was missing. I'd say 3/4 of the little trays where the food is empty. 3/4. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. The people in there never acknowledge you. They're borderline rude. At least this time there's 5 people working behind the counter, and which is last time there was I don't know, it seemed like there's 2 people, and they were out of everything, but 3 of them were just standing back there, with their mouths hanging open. Look like they're about ready to succumb to a gas leak. Their mouths just hanging open. It's got this blank look on their face. They're not doing jack shit. They're not. As far as I can tell, they're not. They're not participating in anything. Not contributing. So I'm like, what the hell? I said, you guys don't have chicken again? He goes, we got more coming. I look back there, and there's a guy putting raw chicken on the grill. I'm going to stand here and wait for it to finish, to cook it? They don't have any ready. I said, oh my God. He goes, I'll be with you in a second. And he's shitty, And I look down, it's everything I want is, basically they don't have. They have black beans, I think. I think that's the only thing. So it would be rice and black beans, and everything else is empty, And they're rude. They're not nice. They're not friendly at all, I said, screw this, I'm out, and I left again. I don't understand how you could run a place like that. It hasn't been open very long. Maybe a year. Long enough to get the kinks out of it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All of us have experienced bad service in restaurants and places. This place, I mean, it takes it to a new level. I mean, they sell food there. That's what they do. That's their business. They sell food. And they don't have any food. And they're shitty to you about it. They act like you're the problem. I didn't say anything. All I said is, you don't have any chicken again? I mean, I guess that's a little aggressive. I mean, I guess I set the tone. But, you know, I'm not, but it's unbelievable. I don't have any chicken. That's, they didn't have any other meats either. I didn't see anything in there. So I got fired up about that. And I went home and wrote some kind of like super shitty review. Like, this is out of character for me. I don't do this kind of stuff. I went on Google, wrote a review. They immediately took it down. I guess they thought it was a little bit too harsh, you know, whatever. But anyway, so that happened the other night. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And the one over there in Dixon City, which is the next town over, always a pleasant experience. No issues ever. It's run like clockwork. Most of the ones I've been to in my life, Chipotle it's really well run, clean. People are pleasant. This one, which is near our house, is the opposite. I don't know about the cleanliness part, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on in there. I was like all fired up about that for like a day. I don't know. Push my buttons. If they were apologetic about it, you know, that'd be different. But no, not a drop. All right, and enough of that. I do have 2 calls from Ian in Scotland. One's a follow up to the first one, and here's the first one.
Hey Jeff, it's Ian in Scotland here, driving in the dark through Fife to see my girlfriend. What do you think of that? She's 53 years old and retired. Is it still appropriate to call her my girlfriend? I think it is. She's not sure, and I'm not calling her a partner. That's too much. And she doesn't like me using the term my lover, which I like. Tell me your thoughts. Anyway, phobias. Yeah, I have a phobia of horses, which is difficult because my daughter, youngest daughter, she's 16, and she loves horses. She works for horses. She's got a part-time job in a stables, and she wants to work with horses. Fair play. She almost died 2 years ago. She got thrown off a horse, landed on her back, split her liver, was in hospital for 10 weeks. She got airlifted to Edinburgh Sick Kids Hospital from Dundee. So and she's fine. She got out of hospital and back on the horse. And I'm still shit scared of horses. They can sense my fear. You know that thing? Hello, big boy. I'm not scared of you. While sweating profusely. And I know they can sense it, and it makes them skittish, which makes me worse. So that's a problem. I think I'm going to need to go to hypnotherapy or some kind of some therapy. The horse whisperer. So yeah, that's my only phobia. And tipping in Scotland, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Somebody's been feeding you bullshit. Tip heavily. Not as heavily as you do in the States. You can if you want. It's like Patreon. You can tip whatever you like. But generally, people are even cutting back on the tipping. I've noticed it, especially with the move towards electronic paying. The World Economic Forum seems to be at war with bartenders. We get little tips now. Even people saying keep the change, you know. I mean, the order might come to $4.70 and they give you 5 and say keep the change, man. Why would you wait for 25 pence? But people do. I've seen orders coming to like rounds of drinks coming to maybe £49.80 and people waiting for 20 pence from 50 quid. It's sickening. Sickening. But then they don't get top drawer service. There's no gags, there's no jokes, no smiles. That's work to rule, bare minimum. So yeah, and yeah, I'm amazed at North American bar tipping. I could clean up if I came across there with my song and dance routines and general bar skills. I'd clean up. Anyway, it's not what I want to do. So hopefully I can give up the bar work next year if all this international concept artist lark comes to fruition, which I'm hoping it does. If not, I'll be behind the bar like Coach on Cheers for the foreseeable future. Okay, mate, that's me. Keep up the work. Bye.
I know what you mean about the girlfriend thing. I don't know. Tony and I talked about that before. You know, she thinks she has an issue with it. She thinks that once you get past like your 20s, you can't really call. But you're right. What else? What's the alternative? You know, what's the alternative? So I personally don't have a problem with calling a person in their 50s your girlfriend. I mean, I don't know. Like you, partner, no. No way. I don't like that. You know, I don't like that. That's not good. And I don't know. I don't know what the alternatives are. You know, but I personally don't have a problem with it. I would if I had a girlfriend, I would probably call her my girlfriend. You know, even if we were in our 70s, I would say that. It's my girlfriend. Whatever. If you don't like it, you can pack it. I'm doing a lot of packing in this episode. All right. As far as your phobias, horses. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. Yeah, horses are weird. You don't get behind a horse. They'll kick you right through the wall. I don't know about horses either. I haven't been around them too much. But they are intimidating. They're big. They're very muscular, and they're tall, and they're big, and they kick. There's a lot of kicking going on. They'll pile drive you right through the wall into the side yard. You know. And I know somebody. I worked with somebody who fell off a horse. Well, yeah, they fell off a horse. The thing took off running. She fell off, and her foot was caught in the, what do you call that thing? Her foot was caught, and she was dragged through the woods, and she died. That's a person I used to work with. So, yeah, horses are a little troublesome. But there's a lot of people that I work with now who own horses for whatever reason. A lot of horse people at work, and they love them, man. You know. They never stop talking about them. You know, I don't know. They get attached to them, and you know, and they get sick. They get upset and everything. But I'm with you. I wouldn't say I have a phobia, but I'm hesitant around the horsies. I don't know. I haven't really been around. I actually have ridden a horse. That was back when I was younger. If I got up on a horse now, I think I'd just lay down. I think I'd just like I mean, there's a limit, you know. I think it would just like all four legs be sticking in a different direction, you know. But anyway, that's interesting, Ian. Horses, I understand that, and your tipping information. So I was misled on that deal. Now I feel bad. We went over there. We were in a whole bunch of pubs. We were in those pubs that were rebuilt in 1667 or after the fire in 1666. You know, some of them were older than that even. We went to a bunch of I had a list of historical, like kick-ass old pubs, you know, and we went to many of them. There was this one called the Ye Old Cheshire Cheese. It's like really old. It's like one of the oldest pubs in London. And we went there. It was closed. You know, that sucked. So I didn't get to go in there. But we went to a whole bunch of them. And I didn't tip anywhere. You know, because I was told, I read somewhere that you're not supposed to. In fact, they take offense. It's like not only are you not supposed to, but they could take offense. Like, what the? That's like totally opposite of what. Here, you have to tip everywhere. You're supposed to tip everywhere. It's like 20% everywhere you go. And at every bar that I ever been in, you know, you tip. You tip every time. I mean, this is not even a question, right? But so I didn't over there because I felt like I didn't want to offend anybody. I don't want to go in there and cause a problem, a international incident, But now I feel bad. I feel like those guys were probably like, this asshole over here, this American, this piece of shit, He's not tipping us at all. He comes in here. He's been here before. He won't tip. He'll just walk out of here. Won't tip us at all. So now, feel bad about it, But I don't know. I don't know what I was reading, but I read that somewhere. It was in a book or something. I think we were doing some research before we went over there, and that's what it said. So I don't know. Next time I go, which hopefully will be soon, I'll do better. I'll do better on the tipping front. And thanks for that, Ian. You called back with some more information on tipping, and here it is.
Hey Jeff, seen Scotland again. Sorry mate, I do not think I was clear enough about guidelines for tipping. So, if you're in the bar and you're only going to be there for maybe one round, or it's you on your own, it would be unusual for somebody to say, get yourself a drink. Because that'd be like one for you, one for me. You'd be tipping at 100%. However, if you're going to be there for a long time, maybe 3 or 4 drinks, or you're in company, or you have bought a round of drinks, which comes to maybe, say, $25, you would be more than entitled to say, get yourself a drink. Now, when you say get yourself a drink, it'd be like a pint or a shot of vodka or what have you. So maybe £3 or £4, $5. But you wouldn't do that every time. Maybe you would tip, if you're in a bar all night, you might, if I'm being really fortunate, this is unusual, but you might tip somebody twice. If you're tipping more than that, then it becomes a little weird. This guy tipped me so much. Yeah, feel free to tip when you're across here. Keep the change is fine if you're using cash. Give the barman a couple of quid or 80 pence, whatever. I wouldn't hang about for 50 pence or 60 pence, it's bullshit. What people do. So yeah, hope that clears things up regarding tipping. Okay, all the best, mate. Bye.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I don't know if you buy one for me, one for you. I'm going to buy one for myself and buy one for you. Tipping 100%. I don't know about that. I mean, I guess if you just have one, that's one thing, right? But I'd be willing to do that. And basically, if you buy like when we go to the Backyard Ale House, we order 2 beers each generally, and I don't know what we tip, but it's like $2 a drink, something like that. You know what I mean? $2 a beer, something like that, somewhere in that neighborhood. I know it seems like a lot, and I guess it is, but I think that's the going rate, And I felt weird about when I was over there and I didn't tip at all because I was told, that I should not tip because somebody take a swing at me. I don't know. Seems counterintuitive to me, but thanks for the tips on tipping. Ian, I appreciate you calling in and bringing me up to date on all that. And, you sent me a private message on weight loss. That was interesting, and I will take that into account for sure. And thank you, Ian, for calling in. And if you want to call in, just like Ian did, you can do that. Call in 570-290-8151 round the clock. It's just voicemail. Nobody's going to answer. I mean, you're not going to call it and I answer. You're not going to call it and say, hello? And then there's like all this weirdness. There's awkwardness. It's just voicemail. Just call and leave a message. And if you don't like the message, if you don't like it, like the way it went, just call me back and say, yeah, don't use that. I won't do that. I won't embarrass anybody. There's no pressure. Just call in, make a comment, ask a question, make a suggestion, whatever you want. round the clock, 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 episodes a week instead of a measly one, that's easy to do too. Head on over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get an extra episode every week. Not every once in a while, every week. Well, every time I publish one on the main network, I publish one for the patrons too. So that'll just cost you $4 a month. Put it on a credit card, you won't even notice it, and you'll get an extra episode of this podcast every week, including that the one from the belly of the beast, back when I had the cocoa. I don't know, I feel like I still do. I'm struggling. Back, that was an interesting one. And there's a whole bunch of other ones too. I think there's like 200. I think there's something like 200 bonus episodes, and you'll gain access to all of them for $4 a month. I don't know how you could afford not to. So patreon.com/JeffK is the place to accomplish that. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. Expanded show notes, pictures, links, etc. A little value-added service. surfreportpod.com. We're at the end of this thing. I'm struggling a little bit, to tell you the truth. I feel like I'm not 100% over it. This thing sucks. It's like, I don't know, I hope I don't have that long COVID, or the jagged COVID, or the curly Q COVID, or the slanted COVID, or I shouldn't make fun of it. I'm not making fun of it. I shouldn't make light of it. I mean, it's some bullshit, man. The COVID. It's no good. But anyway, I'm struggling a little bit. So I felt like I was completely over it, but the longer I talk, the more I'm starting to realize I might not be. There might be still some residual, anyway, we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, I hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Please transfer your donuts.